Alright guys, so I'm going to be going through a few combos here because people keep slandering Argostar unjustly. And I've just hit Master again with Argostar. I love this deck. I can't believe I waited so long to last season to keep playing it again. And we're going to show you a few combos right off the bat before we go to our deck list. But we reached Master again, but just in a few days of light gameplay. Just shot from Diamond all the way to Master with little issue. I'm wanting to show you guys the deck list. I'm very excited to showcase it. It might get a little rougher. More people start running Lancia, given Malice's prevalence in the near future, but I hope you guys enjoy. First combo we're going to be going through, as you can see here, we have our one card off that. We also have a searcher for it, but this is going to be our starter we're going to open with for potential baits. So let's go ahead and race all this, and we shall lead with the Terror Top. Normally I'll search ticket on board, but we already have it in hand, so we're just going to send that on out. From here, you can go into the MX Saber Invoker. Keep in mind, we haven't used a normal summon, so all this is fine if they interrupt us, because we do not care. If they let us go through, it's plus for us. If they don't, we don't mind. Let's see here. Alright, and we will go ahead and we will set a lightning, as well as, in this case, we'll set an ETO. You can do the other one if you don't have an extra body on field, but we'll activate the lightning. Go ahead and pitch this, and we'll go and summon our creature. From here, we will add the home stadium. I'll show you a combo if you had giant slaying, but we don't have that right now. So we'll go ahead and activate the home stadium. And from here, we will then link off these two. So we'll send the lightning and the invoker off to a silhouette rabbit. And from here, because we have Anguish Pattern in hand, I feel pretty confident we'll actually go for Apophis. So we have an Omni on that front. And we'll set the pattern. We'll activate the reinforcements of the army because Argostars, Adra in particular, is a hand trap. So we will put it in our hands, we have that hand trap available. We will also activate the home stadium to grab back lightning and set lightning. So for context on what we're working with here, because some people are always a little confused about what exactly Argostar does. It has some weaknesses, obviously. Every deck has its weaknesses, but what it does really well is it can go ahead and provide an insane amount of disruption for a very low amount of effort. And we still haven't used our normal either, just to bear that in mind. We're not going to be. But, so, off of this card right here, if this one still work. Alright, so we have two disruptions through this card. One through a non-targeting bounce of an opponent's field, anywhere on the field. As well as, this tool doesn't work. Alright, there we go. On top of that, we also have the return function, which will allow us to have an extra disrupt through the delayed Omni off the field spell. So we have two disruptions there. We have this, which will cycle that. We can just grab another Adra, I believe. No, we cannot. We'll just grab a Giant Sling in this case. Or you can hold it if you want to have the option for a disrupt on that front. If they wanted to protect some battle protection, not super needed. It does come up sometimes if they summon out Typhon, for example. We have the Anguish Pattern, which is going to give us a +1 to a pop. I'll just very poorly write pop. As well as a delayed Omni negate every single time it activates. So that gives us two Omnis, well, two interactions per time, if we get it out early. We have the Spell Trap Pop, so we'll put your ST, I'll just put STP, yep, Spell Trap Pop. Do a little dash through there, yep, that's not great. We'll just, bam, there we go, okay. And then on top of that we have a 1, 2, 3 Omni. So, based off how this board is, so we'll just put OM. Yep, close enough. So off of this, you have to count it up. So we have, we were to summon out this first. So let's clean this all up, just to give a good idea of it for people. We have, this goes up. That is one disruption through the pop of the Silhouette Rabbit if we use it then. So we'll just put a tally right there. And then from there, if we were to bounce with ETO next, that gives us three disruptions, because we would have the field spell trigger, we would have the bounce, and we'd have the pop. So that's 3 disruptions right there on that front. If we were to go for lightning next, that is also an additional pop, and that is also an additional omni. And then we have the 1 to 3 omnis, so that gives us approximately 9 disruptions. So we have 8 to 9 disruptions off this one board alone. It can always go from here. That also doesn't count actually the return of the lightning, so it actually gives us 10 disruptions off this board. And that is an insane amount of disruption. It looks very simple, but it's actually quite a bit of interaction that you can achieve off this deck. Let's go ahead and we're going to go to the next hand. I want to show a simplified game state where we don't have the Terror Top, for example. Like, one sec. Alright guys, so we got another hand here. This one's going to be showcasing playing with Shifter, because we can play Shifter without any restraint, really. Along with that, we have a Stadium in hand and an Adra. So it's kind of a different combo you're going to see here, but I think you guys will be able to enjoy a way of navigating this if you open Stadium or if you open Giant Sling. They go interchangeably in this instance of how you navigate it. So let's go ahead and we'll normal summon our Adra. And then what we'll do here is we'll actually activate Shifter, because might as well activate Shifter. It's always a great thing. You could have done that earlier. Wouldn't have mattered in this instance, obviously, but we'll go Lightning, and then we will also set the ETO. Because we can't activate Ghost Ogre anymore, we will actually use Ghost Ogre as the target. We'll banish the Ghost Ogre, so now to the Thunder, and grab a Giant Sling. We're going to activate the Home Stadium. Activate Giant Sling. Giant Sling will add the Adra to hand, and then we are going to summon the Adra. Now that the Adra is summoned, we have our 2 material we need. So what we'll do from here is it's going to trigger the effect again, no big deal. We're going to go for our Silhouette Rabbit. Oop, Silhouette Rabbit is here. And from there we'll be able to use his effect. And you can go one of 2 things. You can either go for the pop or you can go for the Omni. In this instance, I feel like I'd be more secure having the Omni, so I'm going to go for the Omni. And we can add back the Adra for battle trap protection, because I won't necessarily want the lightning in this instance, and we'll set the imperm. And once again, so that gives us 2 disruption here, 1 disruption here, so that's at 3, and then we have 4 disruption, 5 disruption, so that gives us 5 disruptions in total. And that's actually 6 if we count the Adra. So we have 6 disruptions potential, so we can typically play through our opponent's entire hand with this alone. Especially because they're very powerful disruptions that we have to be able to interact with our opponent. So, I mean, there's not much more I could say or request more upon this, because it's a solid deck. Power level is very simple and very great. Let's go over to the deck list real quick, because I want to highlight what we made changes of from the prior list, especially with the prominence of Blue Eyes and things of that nature to help us combat those. Let's move on over to the deck list. Alright guys, so this is our deck list for this season. We are running 2 of the Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. You could probably swap this out for Lancia with the upcoming Malice. We're running 3 Speedroid Terror Top, 1 Speedroid Tekaton Borg, 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 3 Argostar Glorious Adra, 1 Dimension Shifter, 1 Reinforcement of the Army, 2 Lightning Storms, 2 Argostars Home Stadium, 3 of the Dimensional Fissures, my apologies, almost a Shifter again. We're running 1 that's 10, because sometimes getting to that finish through this or getting to another valuable Omni or thing of that nature is very helpful for us. We're running 3 Argostars Giant Sling, 1 Evenly Matched, 3 Infinite Impermanences, 3 Dominus Purges, 2 of the Statue of Anguish pattern, 1 of the Apophis the Swamp Deity, 1 You're Finished, 2 of the Argostars Lightning Tideu? I can't pronounce that word to save my life. 1 of the Argostars Swift Capane, and then 1 of the Slayers ETO. Extra deck doesn't really matter. I'll be up front. This right here, I will scribble out all the stuff that does not matter, because it just doesn't really matter. I mean, you can include that. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. The only ones that matter here is MX Saber Invoker, Zeus, Typhon, IPSP, and Silhouette Rabbit. The rest of this does not matter. You can put it wherever you want. Use whatever fodder you'd like. those are the three that, well, the six, I should say, that really matter. The most important ones, if you couldn't afford all of them, is just Silhouette Rabbit and MX Saber Invoker. Those are the two most important. And then Typhon next, and then Zeus, in my opinion. Typhon has won a lot of games with this deck, against Fiendsmith especially, so keep that in mind. That's what I recommend for this deck. I greatly appreciate all of you guys tuning in. We have the Salad Cup tournament this Saturday. On top of that, we have our streams coming up. It will not be live this Thursday. Please feel free to subscribe if you're enjoying this content. We have a lot more coming on this front. And on top of that, if you have any ideas for any deck lists or anything you want me to try exploring, put it in the comments below. I will definitely take a look at exploring that and making what I would have as an idea for that deck list. I do appreciate all of you. I love you all. Enjoy the rest of the replay showcasing the climb I had to master. Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk with you all later.